What is the best NSFW Christmas joke you know? 3 men died on Christmas Eve and were met by St. Peter at the pearly gates. In honor of this holy season, St. Peter said, "You must each possess something that symbolizes Christmas to get into heaven." The first man fumbled through his pockets and pulled out a lighter. He flicked it on. "It represents a candle," he said. "You may pass through the pearly gates," St. Peter said. The second man reached into his pocket and pulled out a set of keys. He shook them and said, "The bells." St. Peter said, "You may pass through the pearly gates." The third man started searching desperately through his pockets and finally pulled out a pair of women's panties. Street. Peter looked at the man with a raised eyebrow and asked, "And just what do those symbolize?" The man replied, "They're carols. I used to work in a nursing home and a 90-year-old woman told me this joke on Christmas Eve. Now it's my favorite Christmas joke. Thanks for posting it." Was her name Carol? So little Jimmy runs downstairs Christmas morning. He opens his presents and the last one is a giant box. In it is the brand new bike he has always wanted. He begs his parents to let him go ride it, and they say yes. So he's out riding his bike having the time of his little life when all of a sudden a cop on the horse stops. "Hi, monsieur." The cop says, "Hey, did Santa get you that bike for Christmas?" Little Jimmy excitedly says, "Yeah, it's the exact one I wanted." The cop looks at Jimmy, smiles and says, "Well, next time you should have asked Santa to get you a reflector on the bike," and gives little Jimmy a ticket. Jimmy thinks for a second and asks the officer if Santa gave him the horse for Christmas. The cop, feeling funny, said, "Yeah, he did." So Jimmy looks at him and says, "Well, next time you should ask him to put the under the horse, instead of on top of it." Little Jimmy was never seen or heard from again, and Jimmy died. Long ago there was a very hectic day at the North Pole getting ready for Christmas Eve, and Santa was having a tough time. It seemed nothing was going right and the Klaus man was stressed. So an angel, seeing this, thought she would help and went down to a forest and brought back a great-looking Christmas tree. Just as Santa finished dealing with another sleigh-loading snafu, the angel shows up with the tree, and asks Santa, showing him the beautiful large tree, "Where should I put this?" So that is why we have an angel on top of the typical Christmas tree to this day. My dad loves this one, although he adds, "Santa caught Mrs. Claus the elves," to the list of why Santa's having a day. He also makes the angel very sweet. "Oh Santa, it's such a beautiful season. Isn't this such a beautiful tree? Where shall I put it?" There is a legit real novel where this actually happens, although slightly different. Santa is effing the tooth fairy on the side, and Mrs. Claus finds out. So for retribution she has the elves run a train on her. Why did the snowman drop his pants? He heard the snowblower was coming by. Why does Santa always come through the chimney? Because he knows better than to try the back door. The classic Christmas compilation album, A Very Special Christmas, had Bon Jovi doing a hard rock update of the blues song, Backdoor Santa, on initial pressings. After a few years they recalled the album and made Bon Jovi record a new song instead, once they realized the double entendre in the song's title and lyrics. Jet recorded Backdoor Santa as well on a Live Tracks album. Love that song. Q. What do female reindeer do when the guys are out working? They go into town and blow a few bucks. Furries just use this without it being a joke. We've been found out. Abort. Abort. A family is sitting around the supper table. The son asks his father, "Dad, how many kinds are there?" The father, surprised, answers, "Well, son, there are 3 kinds of. In her 20s, a women's are like melons, round and firm, monsieur. In her 30s to 40s, they are like pears, still nice but hanging a bit. After 50, they are like onions." "Onions?" said the boy. "Yes, see them and they make you cry." The father replied. This infuriated the wife and daughter, so the daughter said, "Mum, how many kinds of willies are there?" The mother, surprised, smiles and looks at her daughter and answers, "Well dear, a man goes through 3 phases. In a man's 20s, his willy is like an oak tree, mighty and hard. In his 30s and 40s, it is a birch, flexible but reliable. After his 50s, it is like a Christmas tree." "A Christmas tree," said the daughter. Yes, dead from the root up, and the balls are for decoration only. This is a good one. Why is Santa's sack so big? He only comes once a year. I wonder how many people get blue balls for Xmas. Remember, Santa also knows where all the naughty girls live. Why was Dad upset that he got a sweater for Christmas? Because he wanted a screamer or a moaner. Best one of the bunch. I told it to my dirty old man co-worker and he got a belly laugh. I got my wife a pair of slippers and if she doesn't like the slippers, she can go herself. Ha. Ha ha. What's the difference between Tiger Woods and Santa? Santa stopped after 3 hoes. Wow, 2009 called LMAO. All of these jokes are decades old. 2 convicts had just been placed in cells besides each other on death row. Convict number 1 looks at convict number 2. Convict number 1, what got you sent here? Convict number 2, I held up a convenience store and shot the clerk when he tried to pull a gun on me. You. Convict number 1 says, well, last Christmas Day my wife was working a double and all our kids were being little, yelling, cussing, breaking stuff. You know, like the little do. So I couldn't take it and called my mother-in-law for advice. She told me to go out to the garage, get a bunch of empty boxes, wrap them up all pretty like with bows, and set them down under the tree. Then whenever a kid misbehaved, grab one and throw it into the furnace. So I did. Convict number 2, what's that got to do with your being sent here? Convict number 1, I ran out of kids. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, nothing was stirring, not even a mouse. I should have bought a carbon monoxide alar, monsieur. This is actually the first one to really make me chuckle good, and it looks like I'm almost at the end of the page. Good job, sir or madam. Why doesn't Santa have any kids of his own? He only comes down the chimney. And that's just once a year. But the brown-nosed reindeer, he could fly just as well as all the others. He just couldn't stop his fast. Santa slides down a chimney to find a beautiful woman sitting in a chair in her pajamas. She smiles. Hey Santa, I've always wanted to get fucked by you. Santa shakes his head. Ho, ho, ho. Santa's gotta go. Gotta bring toys to the kiddies, you know. With that, he slides back up the chimney. Santa slides down the next chimney to find yet another beautiful woman sitting in a chair in a flannel nightgown. She smiles. Merry Christmas, Santa. Wanna? Once again Santa says, ho, ho, ho. Santa's gotta go. Gotta bring toys to the kiddies, you know. Again he leaves. Santa slides down another chimney. This time he finds another beautiful woman wearing the sexiest lingerie. She's fingering herself furiously as Santa exits the chimney. Moaning, she cries out, oh Santa, me hard. Hey, 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 Santa's gotta stay. Can't get up the chimney with my this way. Ah, thanks. Finally I have an English version of that one. On the first Christmas morning, the 3 wise men walk into the manger. The first one steps in donkey, looks at his shoe and exclaims, Jesus Christ. Mary looks up at Joseph and says, that's a better name than Keith. Keith NSFW. I was out at a bar with an older co-worker. He had a Santa hat on, and kept using the pickup line, hey, would you like to help Santa come early tonight? I'm gonna assume he had a 0% success rate with that line. What's the difference between snowmen and snowwomen? Snowballs. Cool. Why was the snowman smiling? He saw the snowblower coming. I went and bought a real Christmas tree. The bloke selling it asked me if I was going to put it up myself. I said no, you sick. I'm putting it in my living room. Saw a no only one in NSFW Christmas joke in German and amp. #X200B. VWIRL Wissen. Kommt der Weihnachtsmann durch den Kamin. Als gerade beim Vertellen der Geschenke war. Theater I'm fluid. I liked Jeff Nette bad as immature. Schau hin durch und seht die 17-Jahre Tarte beim Duschen. Danik Getter ins Wohnzimmer und bettet. Lieber Gott, Mac IHN Krumm damit ich durch den Schornstein komme and amp. #X200B. Oh, and one more I can translate to English. Boy goes to the pharmacy to buy a package of condoms. For Christmas. Condoms for Christmas. Say the pharmacist. Okay, shall I gift wrap them? No thanks, says the boy. That is the rapping. An amp. #X200B. Dear God, make him crooked. With that, I'll knock you through the chimney. Can't translate the rhyme into English. He's praying for his to go flaccid in order to be able to leave though the chimney. Ah, perfect. Someone commented an English version. Slightly different but same punchline. Why is Santa always so jolly? Because he knows where all the naughty girls live. Richard comes home with a large bird cage to surprise his family for Christmas. Honey, I went to the pet store and bought a parrot like Junior has been asking for. His owner has recently passed away, but the bird is in good health. Poor bird still answers to his name, Chet. Apparently the old kook taught him some interesting tricks. If you hold a lit match near one of his legs, he'll sing a different Christmas song. On Christmas morning, Junior is overjoyed to receive Chet, and the family lights a match and holds it near his left leg. Chet squawks and belts out, "Jingle bells, squawk jingle bells, squawk jingle all the way, whistle." Overjoyed, Junior feeds him a cracker and lights another match holding it near Chet's right leg. I'm dreaming whistles of a SQY Christmas. More crackers for Chet, but Junior is getting bored of hearing the same songs. The rapscallion lights 2 matches and holds them to the poor bird's legs. Chet's nuts squawk roasting on an open fire. Whistles. In my 8th grade English class we had a joke time 1 day per week when any student could tell a joke in front of the class. A kid named Matt told this joke and then the teacher ended joke time for the rest of the year. Matt's a hero. A middle-aged woman goes to a tattoo parlor and asks that the tattoo artist to tattoo Thanksgiving on the inside of one of her thighs, and Christmas on the inside of the other thigh. The tattoo artist is curious about this and asks, why such an odd request? The woman tells him, my husband always complains that there's nothing good to eat between Thanksgiving and Christmas. My school bus used to sing dirty carols that would never fly today. Joy to the world. The teacher's dead, we barbecued her head. What happened to the body? We flushed it down the potty. Around it goes, around it goes, around and around it goes, and deck the halls with gasoline. Light a match and watch it gleam. Watch the school burn down to ashes. Aren't you glad you played with matches? I think our bus driver taught them to us. We also sang this in high school. I'm a teacher now. Lol. You better watch out. If Thanksgiving is your right leg and Christmas is your left leg, I'd like to visit you between the holidays. Don't touch my belly button, you sick. Your belly button is between your legs. How does Santa avoid stations? He wraps his package before shoving it down the chimney.